The audience has spoken. Now let's talk about Moonlight. First off, I'd like to welcome a new debate board member, Santosh Kumar, who has been really pleasant to talk to so far. I greatly look forward to getting to know him better. Going along with the mainstream, the book claims moonlight is reflected sunlight. Do you agree with the book? Why or why not?
When you take into account the relative distances of the sun and moon from the earth, being that the sun is much, much farther away from the earth and the moon is from the earth, and taking into account the celestial positions of the moon and the earth, it is fairly straightforward to conclude that the sun is illuminating the moon.
Distances? That's a new one for me. I can't say I've ever heard anyone claim that the distance of the sun and moon prove that the moon casts reflected sunlight.
As an example, I've seen the moon in a particular position and shape, then figure out where the sun is. Approximately these days, apps can be quite precise if I'm too lazy to do the math. Then I'll be like, okay, moon is here, sun is here, so yeah, I would expect the moon to be a crescent. Nothing too complicated, really. Then that illumination is going to make its way to Earth will be much lower in intensity, by orders of magnitude, since it is being scattered and not directly reflected. So yeah, haven't seen or measured anything to contradict what mainstream science says.
That sounds like you're saying that you know that the moonlight is reflected light because it is dimmer. Do you agree that just because one light bulb might be dimmer than another light bulb, that doesn't automatically mean that that light bulb is just casting reflected light from the other one?
Yes, I agree.
Yay!
Moonlight doesn't appear to be coming from the sun because sometimes it points at the sun as its face rotates in a clockwise direction, but other times, the light is obviously coming from an entirely different direction than the sun.
In art, I've come to expect the light side of an object to face the light source, and the shadowy side of an object to face away from the light source. If the shadowy side was facing the light source, that wouldn't make any sense. Santosh, do you agree that if the moon is reflecting the sun's light, crescent moons should always point toward the sun?
From a perspective of a viewer on Earth, not necessarily.
I don't see how something like this could ever be possible if the moon was reflecting the light from the sun. Now let's move it. That does not look right to me.
Hey guys, Rob Skiba here. It's about 5 minutes to 5 p.m., January 18th. I am shooting a video of my shadow as it is being cast by the sun setting behind me. Now, today's one of those days where the moon is up at the same time as the sun. I want to point something out to you. There's the moon, and we're told that the moon reflects the light of the sun. Well, if that's the case, I'm going to angle my iPhone here to the direction of the shadow. Okay, so the shadow is perpendicular to the angle that my phone is right now. See, it's about a half moon, and so you would think if the moon is reflecting the light of the sun, then the source of the light that would cast that type of shadow should be directly across from it, somewhere up here, in this direction, right? Directly parallel to the light source. Should be right across from it, right? But it's not. The sun's way down here. So how is the sun way down here getting that angle of a shadow on the moon? Why isn't it doing the same thing to the moon that it's doing to me? Casting an appropriate shadow from the appropriate angle. Okay, now it's about 5:45 p.m. or so, about an hour later from the last video that I shot. See the moon see the sun going down in the west over there. And go this way and up, and there's the moon with the shadow this way. So you would think that if the moon is reflecting the light of the sun, that the sun should be shining this way. Problem is, the sun is now way down here. Look at the terminator line of the shadow. You would think the light should be coming directly across from it, but it's not. It's way down there. The angle is totally wrong for that shadow.
Could the moon actually be exactly as the scriptures say it is? Genesis 1:16. And God made two great lights, the greater light to rule the day, and the lesser light to rule the night. He made the stars also. Isaiah 13:10. For the stars of heaven and the constellations thereof shall not give their light. The sun shall be darkened in his going forth, and the moon shall not cause her light to shine. Ezekiel 32:7. And when I shall put thee out, I will cover the heaven, and make the stars thereof dark. I will cover the sun with a cloud, and the moon shall not give her light.
I like establishing goalposts. If the moon is reflected sunlight, what should we expect? When observations don't meet our expectations, is it enough to disprove the claim that moonlight is reflected sunlight? What is required to disprove that claim?
Spheres are well known to be very poor reflectors of light, yet the full moon is fully lit from edge to edge.
That's a good question. When do we ever see a highlight on the moon? Keep in mind the book's example was using a mirror. These aren't quite mirrors, but it seems that the more mirror-like a ball is, the more we should expect to see that highlight.
If the moon were really a sphere, the shaded area should be seen.
I'm sorry to step on your toes, but I believe the same thing is going on with these mountains over here. Those distant mountains over there are not actually blue. They just look blue because of the atmosphere.
According to the official narrative, Earthshine is a dull glow which lights up the unlit part of the moon because the sun's light reflects off the Earth's surface and back onto the moon. Looking at the moon with a little attention and common sense seems clear that the official narrative is basically BS. It would be impossible for the light reflected from the Earth to reach the top part of the moon. The moon is self-illuminated.
I like that one a lot more. If the sun is causing the highlight on the moon to appear like that, it should be causing the same kind of highlight on the Earth if it were a globe. And the dark side of the Earth shouldn't be lighting up this end of the moon.
The moon has been proven by man to show a complete reflection of every continent on the Earth, all in one image, and not rocks on it. It's a lesser light Yah created for the night so we aren't in complete darkness. It also proves that the Earth, that the Bible says, is only the piece of land he later broke in pieces and separated when Nimrod was building that Tower of Babel with everyone to get to him above, and war against him, is completely visible in one image we all can see. Therefore, we're not on a globe, or you wouldn't see every continent at one time. If we were a globe, that image would change and only show the continents visible on the side facing the moon. It's a complete lie. NASA in Hebrew means deceiver. The forked tongue over that globe's image is saying it's a lie, as that's what a forked tongue means too, deceiving. Everything has dual meanings for the secret societies that rule over and indoctrinate us in their Luciferian schools that mix truth with lies and lies growing over time. Yah said in the Bible not to listen to science, so-called, that contradict his word as their vain babblings of man. They're spoken to deceive, and those that start the lies know they're lying, and those that accept the lies blindly, foolishly, or naively, as a child pass on those lies as if they're truth, and so on.
I've heard of the moon map theory before, but I've got a few problems with it. First, if the moon is reflecting an image of the Earth, then during a full moon, that would be saying the entire Earth is covered in light. That, and if the moon is reflecting an image of the Earth and the moon is moving around and the Earth is stationary, that image should be moving around too. Yeah, I can't get on the board with that one. But I love you anyway, though. Thank you. This message has been brought to you by the Flat Earth Institute of Science. Powered by Miro. When your conspiracy boards start looking like that, it's time to get a Miro board. Totally free. Here is mine on this subject.